Good evening, and welcome to Wilkes University's annual Outstanding Leaders Forum Lecture. I'm Tim Gilmore, and I'm privileged to serve as president of Wilkes University. I have to tell you that the excitement and anticipation associated with this event grows with each passing year. And this year, as many of you know, tickets actually sold out 3 weeks ago. It's been a wonderful thing for us, but we do apologize if you see any folks that you know who were not able to be with us tonight, because they are going to miss an extraordinary speaker. The forum is presented by the J.S. Sidhu School of Business and Leadership. The school not only trains our students in the skills they'll need for success in an ever-changing world of business, but it also seeks to develop leadership abilities and the emotional intelligence required to guide modern commerce while producing leaders with genuine ethics, sensitivity to the interpersonal dimension, courage, and a passion to motivate and inspire others. The school offers scholarships to several worthy students, which, by the way, are funded by the proceeds from this event, whom we'd like to introduce to you now, the Sidhu Scholars. Would you please stand? I don't know if you can see them or not, but these are truly extraordinary young people. And speaking of young people, in addition, about 120 high school students from the local area spent the day learning about leadership and engaging in a lively question and answer session with our speaker. And we want to give you a special welcome as well. We also want to take a few moments to recognize some of those who have helped make this Outstanding Leaders Forum possible. You'll find a complete list of sponsors in the program, and we'd like to publicly acknowledge at this point our underwriters, Jay and Sherry Sidhu, Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs. Our partner, Entercom Pocono Northeast, and leadership gifts from the Cohen Family Charitable Trust, Hurdle Callahan and Company, PDQ Print Center, Rosen Jenkins and Greenwald, plus an anonymous donor who knows who they are. The generosity of these and many others ensures the continued success of this program and all-important scholarships for future business leaders. Now, your program calls for Jay Sidhu to introduce our honored guest and speaker this evening. However, Jay became ill today and was not able to be with us this evening. I can assure you, knowing Jay, he's definitely flat on his back, probably has the flu, but in any event, he regrets not being here. Jay is a graduate of Wilkes MBA program and currently chairs our Board of Trustees. He's been a magnificent friend of Wilkes, offering his expertise and support in so many ways. He established the J.S. Sidhu School of Business and Leadership here at the university, and his generosity is the foundation of this lecture series. So I'm sure you all share my regret that he can't be with us tonight. As you saw in the video just a few minutes ago, Jay feels very strongly about training leaders not only in the rigors of the business world, but also giving them the emotional intelligence, the entrepreneurial, and the ethical skills that they need to make a genuine contribution in the world. Standing in for introducing our speaker tonight is Dr. Paul Brown, Dean of our J.S. Sidhu School of Business. Paul came to us 6 years ago from a career in academia and management consulting. He's an expert in strategic management and organization. His academic career includes long service at the Wharton School at Penn, at the Ken Flagler School at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Paul is a true internationalist and has worked in Brazil, Ethiopia, and Ecuador, has traveled extensively around the globe, and was a Peace Corps volunteer. Paul, it's a delight to ask you to come and introduce our wonderful speaker for this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Gilmore. Good evening. I would also like to welcome you to the 2009 Outstanding Leaders Forum. As Dean of the J.S. Sadu School of Business and Leadership, I'm very proud of the outstanding education we are providing to a new generation of leaders who will have a major impact on our evolving global society. The hallmarks of the Sadu education are key concepts and skills for running a business in a dynamic and changing world, authentic leadership based on self-awareness and emotional intelligence to energize and lead others towards a common purpose, and decision-making and leadership behavior based on strong principles and values. Based on those principles, the Sadu School's innovative faculty delivers programs of study for undergraduate and MBA students that set new standards for management and leadership education and that others are bound to imitate. I'm especially pleased that this year we have on our campus 29 students from Punjabi University in India here to complete the second year of our MBA program. This is part, once again, of Mr. Sadu's legacy to our school, for it was Jay Sadu who introduced us to our partners in Patiala in India. The Outstanding Leaders Forum, which brings us together tonight in the magnificent Kirby Theater, is a reflection of the Sadu School's mission. One of its key goals is to raise funds for the Outstanding Leaders Scholar Program. Through this program, the school seeks to attract and support some of the most promising young people in our region. And I want to join Dr. Gilmore in thanking all of you here tonight for your part in making this possible, both through the purchase of tickets and the provision of generous sponsorships. The second goal of the Outstanding Leaders Forum is to bring to our community the insights and experiences of recognized national and international leaders who embody the principles of authentic leadership and strategic excellence that lie at the heart of our school's mission. Tonight, that leader is Professor Elie Wiesel, Andrew Mellon Professor of Humanities at Boston University. Professor Wiesel is a sterling example of outstanding leadership, a model we should all seek to emulate. He comes from humble but strong roots in a rural area of what today is Romania. He was born in 1928, the son of a shopkeeper who was an Orthodox Jew from Hungary, and the daughter of a local farmer from the Hasidic community. His family was swept up in the turbulent events that engulfed Central Europe in the 1930s. His mother and younger sister died at the concentration camp at Auschwitz, and his father at the concentration camp at Buchenwald. At first, the young Elie chose not to speak about his devastating experiences during those dark years. But eventually, friends prevailed upon him to write about them. The first results were captured in a memoir written in Yiddish in the early 50s under the title, "And the World Remained Silent." This work was later published in an abridged format in French as La Nuit. Those of us who have read this book in English know it as Night. For years, this important work went practically unnoticed. The first English language printing of 3,000 copies took 3 years to sell. Not only had the world remained silent, it seemed that it wanted to remain unaware. Eventually, however, the message embedded in this small book caught the attention of the world. Now translated into more than 30 languages and with millions of copies having been sold around the world, this compelling portrait of the human tragedy of the Holocaust has become a beacon for the conscience of humanity. After World War II, Professor Wiesel lived, studied, and worked as a journalist in France. In 1955, he moved to New York City and became a U.S. citizen. During the ensuing years, he has been a tireless advocate for the poor, the oppressed, and the disadvantaged. In 1986, Professor Wiesel and his wife Marion established the Elie Wiesel Foundation for Humanity. its mission being to advance the cause of human rights and peace throughout the world by creating a forum for the discussion of urgent ethical issues confronting humankind. In 1978, President Carter appointed him chairman of the President's Commission on the Holocaust. And in 1980, he became the founding chairman of the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Council. He's been formally recognized and honored by the governments of France, Great Britain, and the United States. And in 1986, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. We all have much to learn from this outstanding and distinguished leader. Perhaps most importantly, that we must not remain silent in the face of atrocities, especially those perpetrated by governments and powerful elites. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Professor Elie Wiesel.
Luckily, I was not given a topic tonight, which means we can try to find a topic together. I heard a lot today about leadership. I am not a leader. I'm a teacher, a writer. A teacher cannot be a leader. A writer is not a leader. Maybe I lead words if they listen, if they obey, and if they don't, better for them. But there are certain components in leadership, of course, that I'm a student of. My hero, my leader, which means let's say the example to follow, is Moses. When we speak of leaders, let's say in Scripture, it's Moses, the loneliest man in the Bible. This man, when we study his life, one's heart breaks. He suffered so much. Either he had problems with God or problems with his people. He never lived without problems. Some of them persecuted him to his last day.